Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Tuesday, April 7, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, Easter numbers show increased overall arrivals and reduction in land border travel. Early morning chaos in Keycocker as police foil attempted robbery Easter Sunday. Young father dies in San Ignacio RTA, and Jim Brown repeats as winner of 96th Holy Saturday Cross Country Cycling Classic. We'll take a first break and return with the news in detail.
When the job calls, you need a truck that works as hard as you do. Strong, reliable, and built for the load. The Jack Freight Truck gets the job done. From the lumberyard to the work site, power your business with confidence. I can count on Jack to get the job done right.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about city life. It's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
don't even know how to talk right now.
Estamos súper emocionados, estoy temblando, súper agradecida con todo. Ellos súper felices.
I received a whole 2-bedroom house for me and my son and my daughter right here. So it's more than emotional. Thanks very much.
I'm grateful as a single parent right now to actually own one.
I feel like a load has been lifted off my shoulder receiving this key today. Currently, I'm living with my sister. I'm invading her privacy, so this changes a lot, not only for me, but for her.
I'm like, keep on my knees. I keep on praying and I keep on asking God, let this be successful this time, because I have already tried 4 times. Everything done, baby. Everything done. No more hunger, no more starvation.
We want to thank the Ministry of Housing. We want to thank Minister Julius, the members of the housing team that were able to partner with us, partner with Fort George to be able to provide for these ladies.
I'm very grateful that we have this program that can support individuals like her who are, trying to live the right way and trying to provide for their families. Our job is to support them and to give them a lifting hand.
All families are deserving of a dignified home. All children are certainly deserving of having their own place. I believe in this government. I believe in the ministry, the minister, the leadership of MIDH, and I believe in the leadership of our Prime Minister, Honorable John Briceño.
Thank you.
In a democracy, what is good for the government cannot be bad for the people. And what is good for the people cannot be bad for the government.
We came a long way. It's like over 16 years that it was basically like 2-3 houses in that area.
It was wild.
One high bush like jungle.
I want to take my lick. Say no water, no light. I tell her no about that. We have figured it out.
You wonder how long it will take for this to happen.
A year ago, you were considered squatters.
We made a picado and we came in.
I'm a teenager.
Everybody said it was swamp, When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
Very
this that for we, and we proud of this.
Now we are claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
Belize is leveling up. We're moving from a bunch of IDs in endless forms to one secure, smart way to prove who you are. The National ID will give you your own unique number, a protected population register, and faster verification, so things actually get done quicker. It's built with privacy, transparency, and inclusion because this system is for everyone. Have something to say? Join the public consultation.
Attention advertisers, sellers and readers of the Amandala newspaper, please be advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 and Friday, April 10th, 2026. Happy Easter from the management and staff of the Amandala newspaper.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Figures released by the Ministry of Immigration for the 2026 Easter holidays show an increase in the overall number of arrivals by 5.5%, or 1,280 more travelers than last year. Despite an increase of 28.4% in western border arrivals, overall there was a reduction in land border crossings of 6.7% this year, down from 16,820 in 2025 to 15,692 in 2026. Arrivals out west went from 5,490 in 2025 to 7,050 in 2026. The biggest change in arrivals was observed at the PGIA, where there was an increase of 37% compared to 2025, going from 6,366 passengers to 8,735 this year. Meanwhile, at the northern border, there was a reduction of 23.7% in travel, from 11,330 in 2025 to 8,642 this year. The largest category of travelers is still returning residents, but this year there was a decrease from 14,336 in 2025 to 13,392. Tourist arrivals went up by 24.6%, from 8,295 to 10,333 this year. Police on patrol in Keycocker apparently prevented a robbery sometime around 4 a.m. on Easter Sunday when they came upon 3 masked men traveling in a leaf-end cargo tricycle. The 2 officers traveling in a police golf cart on Avenida Langosta observed that the men were speeding in the direction of a Bowen & Bowen establishment. During a high-speed chase, the police report that they came under fire and had to seek cover. They managed to return fire, causing the tricycle to crash as it headed toward the RCD wharf. The vehicle ended in the sea and the suspects fled in a waiting vessel near the Fishermen's Cooperative. ASP Stacy Smith told the media that police recovered multiple equipment from the sunken vehicle, including several crowbars typically used for breaking and entering.
On Sunday, 5th April 2026, at around 4:02 a.m., QRT personnel were conducting patrol on Avenida Langosta when their attention was drawn to a red tricycle that was being driven by a masked man, and 2 other masked men were in the seat of the tricycle. The tricycle sped off and it was pursued by the police officers, and it is reported that one of those masked men that was on board the tricycle fired shots in the direction of the police officers, who returned fire. The male persons abandoned the tricycle and escaped, and a search of that tricycle resulted in the discovery of a few burglary implements, being pry bar, crowbar, etc. Police are in the process of tracing the tricycle and reviewing video footages with a view to identifying the culprits in this incident. What the investigation has suggested so far is that they were indeed going to burglarize an establishment. The officers have spoken to the owners of that establishment, advising them of the occurrence. What I would like to say also is that we are cognizant that when events happen and they draw a lot of attention to the center of town, or people believe that police officers would be occupied with policing these activities, that is when they seize the opportunity to commit these events, these actions. And for this reason, a strategic plan was put into place to ensure that when persons are out celebrating, their properties are secured, because police officers are around conducting anti-crime patrol.
A young father identified as 23-year-old Jose Poste Bautista of San Jose, Socots, lost his life in a traffic accident Monday night outside San Ignacio, Cayo, between miles 71 and 72 on the George Price Highway. The incident occurred near the Hill Garden Resort and involved a gold Toyota Camry car, a passenger bus, and a red Toyota Corolla. Bautista, who leaves behind his wife and young daughter, is believed to have died at the scene. Others received minor injuries. According to initial investigation, Bautista is believed to have veered into the lane of the bus. ASP Stacey Smith said a toxicology report will be done to confirm if Bautista was under the influence of alcohol, but did reveal that alcoholic beverages were found in his car.
Police are investigating a traffic accident which resulted in the death of 23-year-old Jose Bautista of San Jose Socots, Cayo District. The ongoing investigation commenced on Monday, 6 April at around 7:45 p.m. when police were alerted of a traffic accident involving two cars and a bus between miles 71 and 72 on the George Price Highway. The officers reported that upon arriving at the scene, they observed a gold Toyota Camry car which was extensively damaged, and inside that vehicle, behind at the driver's seat, was the unresponsive body of a male person learned to be Bautista. Also observed on the scene was a Bluebird bus which showed damage to the front driver's side, and a red Toyota Corolla which also showed damage to the front driver's side. What the investigation has so far suggested is that Bautista was traveling in a west to east direction, and the other two vehicles, being the bus and the Toyota Corolla, were coming in the opposite direction. It is alleged that the vehicle that Bautista was driving veered into the lane of the bus, causing a collision with the bus and the Corolla, which was traveling immediately behind the bus. Urine samples have been collected from the driver of the bus and the other vehicle, and they have both been served with notices of intended prosecution.
It was an epic finish to the Holy Saturday Cross Country Cycling Classic, with a new race record being set of 5 hours, 31 minutes and 31 seconds compared to 2025's race time of 5 hours, 39 minutes and 26 seconds. 83 riders lined up for the start of the 140-mile race from Belize City to San Ignacio. 20 foreigners signed up, the largest number in the race's 96-year history. They hailed from 9 countries: Canada, defending champion Jim Brown from the UK, now riding unattached; Mexico, Guatemala, Guyana, Costa Rica, Honduras, Colombia, and the USA. Just after the mile 4 police checkpoint, Mexican Ignacio Prado developed a gap of 42 seconds, but it was not long-lasting, and he was caught by a chase group of 6 riders. Just before Gracie Rock, Mexican Heriberto Quiroz Quiteres and Costa Rican Sebastian Calderon broke away and kept the lead all the way into San Ignacio and back, creating, at its height, a gap of 4 minutes 23 seconds. On the return, Quiroz was dropped when his chain slipped, and he hit his knee near Lumaluz in Santa Elena. Corey Williams, who was in the chase group of between 8 to 10 riders, dropped out due to a wheel change before reaching Belmopan. His brother Justin, who had done yeoman's work in keeping the pace in the chase group, also dropped out not long after when his legs gave in. Between San Ignacio and Belmopan, the chase group was cut off. Up to 35 riders was cut in half. The Costa Rican was eventually caught at mile 36, after which the race entered a spurt of heated attacks and counterattacks. Prominent on the Belize front were Derek Chavarria, now racing for a China team, Goran Gabriel, Tariq Flowers, Javan Gonzalez, and Fernando Rosado riding for the Anthony Mahler team. They were joined by Costa Ricans, Guatemalans, and Mexicans. An attack was then initiated by Guatemalan Alex Rone Hulahu. He was quickly joined by a chase group of about 10 riders that was eventually reduced to 7 near Gracie Rock, where they had developed a 19-second lead and were rotating the pace. They included Belizeans Javan Gonzalez and Derek Chavarria, Mexicans Javier Angel Esquivel and Ignacio Prado, Jim Brown, Guatemalan Ferlandi Morales, and Costa Rican Luis Ocesa. After Hardyville, the 8-rider lead had grown to 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toward the finish line, it came down to a sprint among the 8 riders, and Jim Brown crossed the finish line first, followed by Mexican Ignacio Prado, then Javan Gonzalez in third. Derek Chavarria placed 4th. After the break, BEL asked PUC for monthly bill changes instead of big rate hikes. Stay with us.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapada en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿eh?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Attention advertisers, sellers and readers of the Amandala newspaper, please be advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 and Friday, April 10th, 2026. Happy Easter from the management and staff of the Amandala newspaper.
On Wednesday, April 1st, Belize Electricity Limited submitted to the PUC its annual review proceeding for 2025-2026, asking that there be no changes to the existing rate of 44 cents per kilowatt hour, but they are requesting a new mechanism to handle cost fluctuations. The proposal from the company is that there be a monthly recovery mechanism to address volatile power costs, allowing for recovery in a timely, predictable, and transparent manner. For the consumer, this would mean that your bill could change every month, but only a little at a time, rather than big, sudden increases once or twice a year. However, there would be a cap of plus or minus 5% of the reference cost of power currently set at 30 cents. The company reports that cost of power ranges from 16 cents to 46 cents and that BEL is not collecting enough revenue to cover actual costs. It says this situation is worsening because sales growth is lower than projected. One of the reasons for this is that no major new low-cost power generation project is expected to come on stream until 2028. Other explanations include that emergency generation rentals in 2026 to 2027 will increase costs. Import prices from Mexico's CFE remain high, and 2027 is expected to be a dry year due to El Niño, which will reduce hydro output. BL has indicated to the PUC that without the new mechanism, their under-recovery will continue. During the debate for the 2026-2027 budget, Business Senator Kevin Herrera pointed to a bloated and ballooning wage bill. Commenting on the Prime Minister's statements that Belize's wage bill is among the highest in the region, Herrera asked how much of it is of the government's own doing. According to Herrera, the wage bill was padded with over 1,000 additional hires for the previous fiscal year, and there are plans for the current fiscal year to add hundreds more in the public service.
Let's look a little closer to see if government is really being responsible and honest in this regard. Last year, the government budgeted for a workforce of 9,219 staff or employees, but it closed the year with 10,335 employees, or an increase of 1,116 new staff. And this is over what was budgeted. Madam President, if there was ever a case of padding the payroll, this is it. What are the implications? Well, my understanding that each staff costs an average of around $24,000 per year. This would mean that we spent around $26 million more than expected in staff costs, if we look at the additional staff that was taken on during the year. Now, Madam President, if you look a little further and you look at what was overspent on personnel emoluments and pensions, it was around $24 million. And so you'll see the calculation and that figure almost matching perfectly. Now the way he presented it almost sounded as if those staff costs are going up by itself, but it's not. If you really look at the numbers and you look at what the cost per employee is, and you look at the increase of new staff taken on over in the previous year, over what was budgeted, you'll see why the staff costs went up, or personnel costs went up the way it did. So, Madam President, if you look at it, the public sector staff is ballooning at an alarming, unsustainable, and I would say irresponsible rate. But if you think that the madness will stop there, this new year it's projected to be 11,079 persons, which is an increase of 744 new staff members. And I believe, Madam President, this is likely the net effect, because people are also going out of the system. So if we look at what those additional people will cost, Madam President, it's around $17.8 million more.
National Trade Union Congress of Belize Senator Glenfield Dennison, during the budget debate, spoke of the significant contribution of the Cuban Medical Brigade to Belize's healthcare system. He zeroed in on the numbers specifically at the KHMH and said he hopes that the Belize government can fill the void if the program is terminated.
KHMH in the Cuban Brigade currently has on staff 1 neurologist, 1 ENT, 1 medical internist, 8 nurses, and 1 X-ray technician. Then they go back, I don't know who will fill the gap. On contract we have 2 nurses and 5 specialists, 1 X-ray technician, the specialist there, 2 internists, 1 neurosurgeon, and 1 neonatologist. I don't want to deal with the small baby then. We got a big deal about how we take care of with preemies like HMH. The only place in Belize that can deal with children who are born prematurely. So I hope we could figure out how we will fill that gap.
Senator Dennison shared a personal experience of visiting an NHI clinic where he was attended by a Cuban doctor. Speaking about diplomacy and foreign policy, Dennison half-jokingly said the Cubans should obtain Belizean nationality through marriage so they can remain in Belize.
I got an NHI like Tuesday. No, that was last week. Integral Health Care, I want to big up Dr. Crespo. Hey, Doc. I hope they put this so you could see it. Dr. Carlos Crespo is a Cuban national who is now in Belize, helping to offer health care to the poverty-stricken areas of the south side of Belize City. I don't know if you're married or what. I find out Belize and I'm married. I don't want to lie like Cuban with the catch image. Find out Belize and hurry get married. We are running straight through the system and giving up papers. Let's go. We have fixed that in a lot of ways to deal with foreign policy. Don't worry about that. Can't stop love. My brother Senator Courtney can't say that, right? Because he ain't getting in trouble with that. I can get to it.
For his part, Church Senator Louis Wade Jr. that Belize's government should not be playing bad man in a changing global reality as a small nation.
I won't get into the Cuban the Cuban crisis. I have my own opinion and philosophy on those types of stuff. So I will move on. But we do live in a time when I don't think that as the government we should try play bad man or push out with chest. We really need the proper diplomacy in this day and age to make sure that Belizeans have, in this changing realities and the global realities, that we make wise decisions as a small nation. The
price of regular and premium gas went up at the pumps on Easter Sunday. Premium increased by 86 cents per gallon, while regular shot up by 80 cents. In Belize City, that puts the price for premium at $14.62 per gallon, while regular will sell for $13.82 per gallon. The previous increase on March 13 was by over $1, with both premium and regular breaking the $13 mark at that time. Subsequently, diesel shot up by $2.50 per gallon on March 25, prompting Belize Bus Association members to request concessions from the government or a bus fare increase, though they said they preferred not to increase fares. The request is being reviewed by Cabinet. Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Tracy Panton, has condemned the increase of the price of fuel over the Easter weekend with no accompanying relief measures from the government. Panton wrote in a statement today, quote, "The absence of any mitigating action by the government, whether through temporary tax relief, targeted subsidies, or other policy interventions, reflects a troubling disconnect from the daily realities faced by Belizeans. At a time when the cost of living continues to rise across the board, fuel price increases have a ripple effect, driving up transportation costs, food prices, and the overall cost of doing business," end quote. She argued that the government ought to be responsive, proactive, and compassionate in the face of economic hardship. After the break, Brooklyn Little makes history for Belize at Carifta Games. Stay tuned.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements, in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. Smart, bringing people together.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This is a Jack X200. This is a very recommendable vehicle. Storage capacity to the max, right? Fuel efficient, easy rider, AC not a play, the pump, comfortable, and it carry me to all my destination. I can count on Jack to take me and my packages where I need to go. I recommend it anytime. We're the best from the West.
I was overwhelmed. I didn't even know how to talk right now.
Estamos súper emocionados, estoy temblando, súper agradecida con todo. Ellos súper felices.
I received a whole 2-bedroom house for me and my son and my daughter right here. So it's more than emotional.
I'm grateful as a single parent right now to actually own one.
I feel like a load has been lifted off my shoulder receiving this key today. Currently, I'm living with my sister. I'm invading her privacy, so this changes a lot, not only for me, but for her.
I'm like, keep on my knees. I keep on praying and I keep on asking God, let this be successful this time, because I have already tried 4 times.
Everything done, baby. Everything done. No more hunger, no more starvation.
We want to thank the Ministry of Housing. We want to thank Minister Julius, the members of the housing team that were able to partner with us, partner with Fort George to be able to provide for these ladies.
I'm very grateful that we have this program that can support individuals like her who are trying to live the right way and trying to provide for their families. Our job is to support them and to give them a lifting hand.
All families are deserving of a dignified home. All children are certainly deserving of having their own place. I believe in this government. I believe in the ministry, the minister, the leadership of MIDH, and I believe in the leadership of our Prime Minister, Honorable John Briceño.
Thank you.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
A man on a motorcycle who was knocked down on Holy Thursday afternoon in Belize City has since passed away. He has been identified as Eric King. He was reportedly run over by a garbage compactor near Central American Boulevard and Antelope Street. King was reportedly left in critical condition and was in a coma. His relatives have been seeking blood donors over the Easter weekend. Police investigation into the matter continues. The search continues for missing Belmopan woman 28-year-old Deborah Bree Authors, who was last seen on March 27 in front of La Popular Bakery in Belize City. According to relatives, Authors had traveled to Belize City to drop off her son at the water taxi terminal. She was reportedly last seen entering a silver Chevy Equinox. The family said they have not heard from her since. Today, ASP Stacy Smith gave an update on the investigation and said there are reports that Arthur's disappearance may be connected to the shooting of 31-year-old Javon Clare along the George Price Highway 2 nights before.
What I will say is that the disappearance is certainly still a matter that is on the investigation, as well as the shooting of Mr. Clare. We have heard, as the media has as well, the indication of there being some nexus between the two incidents, and they are being explored to the fullest possibility that it can be explored.
What is the current status of the search?
In terms of what?
Is she being actively searched for? Are police assisting? And in what areas are they assisting the family?
What I've been advised of is that there has been a number of searches that have been conducted both in Belize City or in the Belize district as well as in the Cayo district.
Have you guys been able to locate the Equinox?
Yes, we have identified a vehicle that we believe is of interest to the investigation.
Brooklyn Little has made history for Belize, securing gold in the U20 long jump at the Carifta 2026 Games, which feature under 17 and under 20 athletes from across the Caribbean and the French and Dutch Antilles. It is the first time a Belizean won gold in that category, making for a proud moment. Little, already the record holder for Belize, executed a 6.16-meter jump at the 53rd edition of the Games, which showcased top junior regional talent and serve as a development stage for future world-class athletes. Rivka Good of Curaçao placed second with a 5.80-meter jump, followed by Sienna Parsons of Trinidad and Tobago with a 5.76-meter jump. There was a total of 15 participants. The game started on April 4 and concluded Monday in St. George's, Grenada at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. The family of Jericho Humes has reported him missing after not hearing from him since last Wednesday. According to relatives, he was last seen when he left his home in Dangriga on his way to work. He did not report to work that day, nor did he return home. If anyone has information on his whereabouts, they are asked to contact the nearest police station, call Crime Stoppers at 922, or use the P3 app. And the ASP Stacey Smith today informed that there was an increase in police checkpoints during the Easter weekend. ASP Smith said the police department is aware of the increase in alcohol consumption during this time and were on alert. She said that over 5,000 vehicles were checked, and that resulted in 8 persons being arrested and charged for driving under the influence of alcohol.
I know that leading up to the celebration, the department had mounted a number of patrols and had collaborated with the Department of Transport. There were a number of checkpoints that were conducted, roving checkpoints, stationary checkpoints. I believe the number that was given to me by Commander Stevens was over 5,000 vehicles were checked during the relevant period. 8 persons were arrested and charged for driving under the influence of alcohol, and I think some over 200 or maybe 2,000 tickets were issued for persons who were in breach of different regulations of the traffic. I do know that this incident is regrettable. However, there were extensive operations that were conducted countrywide because we are cognizant as a department that in periods of celebration, intoxication increases, and our efforts have been tailored in that regard.
And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.